let's go into some tips for the people that are trying to quit weed.
So it is difficult to say that you can do this without fitness. Find whatever you like the most. Like, don't make this harder than it has to be. If you are ever really wanting to smoke, there's nothing that will make you actually not want to smoke more so than getting in touch with your lungs in some way. If you do like a lot of push-ups, that can get cardio activated. But if you do like 10 pull-ups, if you get a pull-up bar, if you do 10 pull-ups, that gets you panting. And you will not want to smoke something like the act of just like the smoke itself. Maybe you'll still like kind of want the high in a way, but you'll have a bit of endorphins going. And then now just the fact that you got your lungs to a point of panting will make you not want smoke. So I've been doing a lot of running. It's not my favorite thing. I did like a 1.6 mile run today. I was so bored by the end of it. Like, it's not my favorite thing. So you got to do what you like even a half mile run. I know people always talk about like, go run a couple miles. It's like, dude, a half mile is like
couple miles, bro, please.
That mile is like pretty good. Do what you like at the gym. But I learned that if I ever felt depressed, really missing weed, bored, and also not able to take action in my business, I was just like not feeling it, right? I'd say there's like one of three things going on. Either I haven't ate today, which was never the issue for me. But I know that can be a common one if you're used to eating on weed and like now you don't have as much of an appetite. So to that, I would say get meal replacement shakes so that you can at least just chug a chocolate shake and now at least get like 40 grams of protein and like all your base. So that's not an issue. And then the second one would be that I didn't sleep the night before. And this is something that I never realized on weed, because if you got 4 hours of sleep and then you're high, and you're like, oh man, I'm so high. Like, but you're actually really tired too. And then you don't even realize it because you're just like, dang, like I guess I'm just crazy high. So like, I never realized how bad lack of sleep was affecting me until I had that removed. And then I was like, why am I tired? It must be the sleep. Otherwise I was like, it must be the weed. I was just always blaming it on the weed. So then I started to see like, dude, like when I get 7 or more hours versus less, like, I can control my mood so much better. So you really got to figure out some sleep strategies. And really, I like to, all these little things, the reason why it's so helpful is because they all feel like you're doing something. And that's partly what you miss with the weed. It's not just the weed itself, but it's just like, what do I do? So I'd be like, I'm going to do a magnesium tonight. I'm going to do a melatonin. I'm going to turn on my red LED lights and prepare me for bed. I'm going to like put on my blue light glasses before bed. Like all these little things. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I take a hot bath before bed to make my body more like prone to sleep well. So like you can make a game and like do things like that are healthy. Like I'm going to do a B12 today, right? Omega 3. Like you want to give yourself things like that, like pre-workout or, you know, that's not the healthiest thing, but whatever. Like what, I don't think you should try to get rid of every addiction at once. I think that's pretty difficult. So like, and then coffee was a lifesaver, but you know, all those things, like, so sleep would be the other thing. And the third one is I haven't worked out today. So I learned to just say like, if I haven't worked out today, then I'm not going to trust my thought process right now. And I'm going to try to get myself to go work out and just go do something. And then I'm going to come back and consult this, because I remember there's a time that I was like on like day 15 one time, and I was like calling through my friends, right? Like this is the other, like you might use your friends as therapists for a day. And I was just like talking to my buddy and he's having a great day. And I'm like, I'm not, bro. But he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't, like, everything's fine, but like, I just don't feel good. And then I did, it was like an incline. It's like 200 steps in Castle Rock, Colorado. And I did that a few times, and I got to the end of it and I was like, I'm actually fine. Like there's something about like getting your endorphins going, getting in touch with your lungs. And it's like, you could be like 15 minutes away from feeling fine at any time if you just make yourself do the fitness. And it's really annoying because you'll be in this depressed state. You don't want to do anything. The motivation's low. Maybe you got no sleep. Maybe you're hungry. Like all three are going on, and you just have to make yourself just go do some kind of physical activity and then get back to it. And that's what I was saying, like that. This last time was like, I needed to get through those depressed states. So, and sometimes you would do that and you'd still kind of feel it. And I would be like, the way that I looked at it is I was like, this is the addiction leaving my body. when I really felt like just like there's no way out of just feeling depressed today. Like I'm not excited about anything that's happening, and I'm not quite tired yet, and I already worked out today, and I ate, like there's nothing I could do. In that phase, you're like, I could go take a hit of weed, that would work. But like you're like, I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, what if I did alcohol? Like, no, like don't do, like just deal with it. Like, and I had probably like 6 or 8 days where I just had to be like, just deal with it. But I kind of, as best as I could, try to see it as like, these are the days that make it go away. Like these are the days where my body's actually like flushing it out if I can get through it.